eSIM Studios YouTube and mobile app. The eSIM Studios YouTube channel offers the very best technology news and reviews with in-depth coverage found nowhere else. Hosted by founder and creator, Taylor Bell. He's a really good dude, college educated, and worked inside the industry. He knows what he is talking about. The eSIM Studios mobile app is an experience unlike any other tech app, with an easy-to-use interface view, late-breaking tech news from all over the industry, and so much more. The samstudios.app also includes the unlocker. Learn to unlock phones from the professionals for free. The clean and intuitive layout, finding breaking news articles and deals in tech has never been easier. Watch and listen to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel and podcast from within the app. Additional features include easy Gcam download and installation, the Android Flash tool, and sign up for our weekly giveaway drawing. Download the eSIM Studios mobile app at simstudios.app and find us on YouTube by simply searching eSIM Studios.
Your little Mac M3 CPU is sweet. It can't beat my Snapdragon X Elite. iPhone stuck on same design for years. Nothing but the OnePlus Pixel have you crying tears. You got that iPhone 15, I got that phone to nothing. Think you're cool with iOS 18. Android had those features back in 2018. Your little Mac M3 CPU is sweet. It can't beat my Snapdragon X Elite. iPhone stuck on same design for years. Nothing but the OnePlus Pixel have you crying tears. M3 CPU is sweet. It can't beat my Snapdragon X Elite. iPhone stuck on same design for years. Nothing but the OnePlus Pixel have you crying tears. You got that iPhone 15, I got that phone to nothing. Think you're cool with iOS 18. Android had those features back in 2018. Your little Mac M3 CPU is sweet. It can't beat my Snapdragon X Elite. iPhone stuck on same design for years. Nothing but the OnePlus Pixel have you crying tears. Your little Mac M3 CPU is sweet. You got that iPhone 15, I got the phone to
Wow. We are having StreamYard is having major issues. I apologize for the inconvenience. Let me make sure I'm alive, if everybody can hear me. Okay. My goodness, what a mess. I'm gonna have to move to something else. This is a complete disaster. Messing up my show. We got a good didn't really know what to talk about today. Some days I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. Some days I don't really know right up until I get ready for the show, which is about an hour before I go live. I do homework, look, if there's anything that's bothered me or caught my attention in the last 24 hours, I'll talk about. If nothing, like today, I'll scour the internet and see what's going on in the tech world. And something just really stood out more than there's a ton of news, right? Every day I could do a show on all sorts of stuff, but the stuff that interests me, that I believe possibly will interest you as well, is what I'm trying to present to everybody, right? For the show, most interesting topics for the day. So there's one thing that basically one thing that caught my attention today. Now, before we get into that, I want to let everybody know, if you miss this show, catch us in the middle, possibly at the end, you can always hit the replay on YouTube. Make sure you come to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel and our podcast. You can listen to the audio form. I trim out all the fat, so I trim out the beginning of the show that was presumably messed up due to StreamYard. I will trim that out and make it a viewer, or I guess not a viewable, but a nice listening experience, so to speak. So if wherever you get your podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, whatever platform, eSIM Studios, just search eSIM Studios, or like I was doing today, just Google eSIM Studios. Holy crap. I've cornered the market on that term. I think I covered the first 78 results for eSIM Studios. So you can find us anywhere. Definitely growing. So I want to thank everybody for that. So let's get into this, right? So I saw yesterday Samsung One UI 7 was essentially it's almost ready to be launched. Now, Samsung was readying a beta version, and we'll get into a beta version on the Pixel side here shortly, but Samsung was going to release a Samsung One UI 7, which is the next iteration of One UI. We're currently on 6.1, I believe, and it will be Android 15 upcoming. I was going to enroll, I think, one of my devices, if not, probably just one, because here's the reason why. We got news today that it was delayed. So the beta version has been delayed. Now, due to stability issues. And it's not uncommon for stuff like this to get delayed or have issues. That's why it is a beta. And we'll also get into briefly Apple. We got a lot of beta news today. Actually, all of our stories include beta. Not beta men, beta software. But here's the thing that caught my eye with this Samsung One UI 7. It looks pretty familiar. I was looking at it, and then it hit me. It only took a couple seconds. It looks almost exactly like iOS. Icons, layouts, widgets, notification, pull down menus. It looks like they're copying Apple. I hate to say that, but it is what it is, right? I wish I could say something different. I wish I could say, man, One UI. I wish when we were talking about this One UI 7, I wish it was. It did not. I wish it did not even involve Apple, or the word or the term iOS would not even come up. But that's not the case, and I think it is visually similar across the board, and I think it is visually similar to the majority of people. So if you present them a phone with iOS 18, a phone with or what are they on iOS 17? I think they're in beta. Anyways, if you hand somebody, a random person, a iPhone with the latest iOS software and a Samsung with the One UI 7 on it, I think 9 out of 10 random people would say they look similar. Now, let's look at. I have some screenshots here to prove my point. Let's see here. Hang on a second. StreamYard, man, drive me crazy. I have another replacement for StreamYard, but I haven't gotten everything set up in it. But I think I'm gonna have to start doing that because this is ridiculous. Okay, let's get into. I hope it shows my media because it wouldn't let me play my intro videos. So I hope it'll show this. So check this out. Here's some icons. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna present some icons. I'm going to present a notification pull down menu, a screenshot of the home page, some icons at the bottom of the screen, some Samsung icons, some Google icons, and then an overview of everything that they're going to do, right? So this One UI 7 is the biggest change. I think Samsung has made a statement saying this is the biggest change in One UI existence, meaning roughly One UI 5 to One UI 6, not that different, a few subtle changes. But One UI 6, what we're on currently, to One UI 7, pretty different. So check this out. Here is a picture of icons, right? So you got settings, camera, internet, contacts, weather. Even on the contacts, you have the stupid strip that kind of, on some of the iOS apps, have that strip that comes down. I don't know. Look, I don't use iPhone that much, but it looks vaguely similar. The weather, the gallery, the freaking phone app, the clock. Jesus. And look, here's a home screen. Check the. Where am I? Look at this. Here's another one. We've seen that. Where is some more icons? Any different? Look the same. Now check this out. Here's a home screen. Oh my God. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. It looks like a freaking iPhone. That is insane. Oh God. Because we touched on the other day, a couple of days ago, Samsung, there was a report, Samsung's going to copy the dynamic island. And then, about a day after, no, it turns out they're not going to copy the dynamic island. They've had currently, if you have a Samsung phone and you're on a phone call, and you look at your home screen, there's a little icon, a little indicator on your screen, a floating icon, a floating island that tells you the status of your call. Now, when you touch it, it expands it a little bit. So we've had that before. So technically, iPhone was copying Android with that whole, now, with the whole pop-up notification, right? Whether it's a notification or whether it's giving you information on an app that's running in the background. Android had that first. Now, Apple made it look nice and look pretty with that dynamic island. But this is not new to Android, right? But what we have on the screen, what you see right now, that is a copy of iOS. I don't care what you say. Let's see. Notification. Let's go to a notification. So that looks vaguely similar to it looks vaguely similar to One UI 6.1 that I have right now. A few subtle changes. Not too much looking like iOS. This last one, the home screen, big time. Notification, not so much. App icons definitely look like a copy. Now let's look at an overview and see what this entails. Damn it, I wish I could have expanded this. I'm not sure if y'all gonna read that, but they've redesigned app icons, top left. Look at that. It looks like a freaking iOS stuff. Excuse me. New battery indicator. Looks like an iPhone. New home screen customizations. Dark mode icons. That's cool. Still looks like iPhone. Create your Galaxy avatar. Whatever. Smooth animations. I've heard that this version of One UI is supposed to, I don't know how you can, I guess you could reinitiate the animations. We're supposed to be getting some groundbreaking animations on this One UI 7. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I've heard that's improved a lot, right? Shit, I turn mine off when I get my phone in developer options, but what else we got? New lock screen customizations. Galaxy AI is here. Yay. What else we got? Beta early August. Now, this has been pushed back. Remember, this has been delayed. I don't know when it's going to arrive. And we just got that news today. This publication I present to you right now on the screen was compiled before today. So it says early August. However, I don't know when this will be out. But I can promise you I will follow along, pay close attention, and let you know whenever it will be available. Now, this will not be available for carrier Samsung phones. Meaning, if you have an S24 Ultra, but let's say you got it from T-Mobile, or it's a Verizon branded S24 Ultra, you cannot use One UI 7 beta. This is only available for Samsung devices you purchased on the Samsung website, unlocked from the gate. It just does not work with carrier phones. And the carriers, and don't blame Samsung, blame the carriers for doing that. It's the carrier's fault. It's the carrier's fault. Biggest change to ever come to One UI ever. Revamped live activities. Redesigned camera app. Okay. Separate notification and quick settings for a clutter-free experience. Wow. I never thought. And you know what? I thought they were kind of pushing it when they came out with these new earbuds, right? The new Buds 3. I thought they were kind of designing them a little too close to look like AirPods. Are they similar? Yes. Are they a little different? Yes. Bro, what is going on? Sorry about that. Okay. So anyways, sorry about that. But let me get this off of here. There we go. Sorry. Brian, appreciate you stopping by today. Daniel, how's it going today, sir? Missed the past few days playing with the new Fold 6. Yes. And ironically, he said it's very cumbersome to use. I was thinking about that last night. Because we all use a phone. We're all used to using a candy bar style phone. But when would you open it up to watch it in tablet form, right? And I guess everybody has to get used to it a little bit, depending on your style or what you do with it, right? But I was just thinking that last night. I think majority of the time I would use it, and that's why I don't think I have one, is because I know the majority of the time I'm gonna have it when it's like this, right? Using it like a regular phone. I think when I open it up, it would be to work on Canva, maybe edit a couple videos. But I don't know. I don't know. It is very different, I guess. What color did you get? Makes you wonder what's going on with those Saturday work days at Samsung's for the executives. The best they could come up with was to copy Apple hardware and software. I agree. I don't know. Yeah, they might. Oh, you got blue? Yeah, that's the one I was going to get. I love that. I love that navy blue color. They might have a lawsuit on their hands. So back, when was it? If y'all remember, it was a while ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Apple sued Samsung and Samsung sued Apple over essentially the style of a phone, meaning the hardware, like what the phone actually looks like. And I think I can look it up, but I think the courts ruled no harm or no foul play, no harm, no foul, something like that. I don't know, but I think they have a case when it comes to software, because a phone can't do too many crazy, wild designs with the phone. You can do a lot of stuff with software. So they might. I don't know. It looks awfully similar. So much, in fact. Although, one way to look at it is that if you use iPhone and you like iPhone, but you use Android as well, and you like Android, you're kind of like, I like both, you know. Unlike me, where I definitely hate using iPhones, but I love Android. Samsung may be the phone for you. It's like the best. That's what they're trying to do, the best of both worlds. Samsung's trying to give you iOS, pull in some iOS users, but they still offer all the cool Android features. I think that's what they're doing, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the copy. I don't like the copycat. In fact, I love using the Samsung phones. There's plenty of things to love about these phones, but I don't want them going down the road of a similar operating system. I mean, it looks strikingly similar. I may get some screenshots and stuff from iOS. In fact, when this beta is available, I think I'm gonna install it on I know I'm gonna install it on one of these phones, and we can review it. Just crazy. I don't know. I definitely don't like where they're headed with this. And Daniel's right. Those executives should be ashamed of themselves, at least in the mobile department. It looks like they really didn't put much effort into it. They just essentially copied iOS. Looks like they put an iOS theme on their phones from the Play Store. Check this out. I got something on eSIM studios.app, right? Yes. So, Android, speaking of beta, Android 15 beta 4.1 has been released to all Pixel devices. Let me pull it up on the screen here. Now, this does fix a call bug, apparently, that was in... I never experienced this call bug. But after installing Android 15 Beta 4, what was that, last week or 2 weeks ago, reported some audio cuts during phone calls. So this is fixing that. Now, this should be, unless there's another critical bug they have to fix, this should be the last beta before the official build of Android 15, the public build, the stable build of Android 15. I think, as you know, August 13th is the launch of the Pixel 9 series. And it looks like this year they're going to launch the stable build of Android, the next stable build of Android on that same day. Kind of going back to a few years past when they would release the new version of Android and the new Pixel version on the same day. Looks like they're going back to doing that. So this should be the last beta before that, right? So if you do have a Pixel and you're running beta software, go ahead and update it. Should fix a couple of bugs. Not sure if you've experienced them or not, but it's always nice to have the latest and freshest build. And I have a link at the bottom of the page. If you want to manually flash it, you can. We do have the Android flash tool right here that you can flash it manually. Very easy. I walk you through it on here. Very, very easy. Now, before we get to Apple, I saw this, right? I saw that this headline, Samsung takes over the top spot. And left me thinking, what the hell? So there's a report, market share, which doesn't necessarily tell the whole story, right? But it is something. It doesn't tell the whole story as far as number of units sold, number of phones sold, but market share is a statistic that some live and die by when it comes to growth or demand for a device. And Apple's basically just squashing everybody on number of units sold. They kill everybody. Now, there's a new report getting back to market share in Samsung. According to a new report, Samsung captured 18% of the smartphone market share in quarter 2 of 2024. 18% of the smartphone market in quarter 2 of this year. Apple was close, coming in second with a 16% market share. And Xiaomi secured 15% of the market share. Now, if you're asking, this is for the world, I'm assuming, because if this was America, if this was in the US, North America, Xiaomi would not be on the list. That's just a fact. I've never seen a Xiaomi phone in person. I'll put it that way. I've never seen a Xiaomi phone with my eyeballs. So they're very rare here in the United States. I wish that would turn around. I wish that would be the opposite. I'm actually this past year been looking to actually acquire my first Xiaomi phone. Got close to pulling the trigger on one, but just never did. But I think I'm going to try to this year. I really like what they've kind of what they've got going on, and I think I would like a few of their devices. So here's some driving factors, right? Gen AI innovation. I'm not big on artificial intelligence, but to the general public, it looks like it's making a difference. It looks like it matters. And that's why they keep hammering the stupid term AI into our brain. I guess it does mean something. I don't know. There's not much, in my opinion, AI on these phones right now. But I guess the general public wants to get the latest and greatest tech, and I think that's what's driving Samsung's market share growth, right? The Flip 6 and Fold 6, very high in demand. I think this year, and this does come into play with this market share growth and going into the next quarter, right? Numbers and results when those get reported. I think this is the very first year I can honestly recommend the Flip series. I've always loved the Flips, but in the back of my mind, I always knew that it was always something, regardless of its battery life, slow charging speeds, fragile. I always knew in the back of my mind I could not recommend it to the average person, just simply because it would probably bug them to death. With me, I can work around some stuff. I got multiple phones here. Not that big of a deal if it doesn't get good battery life. But this year, I think, is the very first year. I think Samsung knocked it out of the park. Now, sure, they're not perfect. Far from perfect. But I think they've really, really, really refined. I saw them getting flack the other day for the design. Like, well, what else do you want them to do? Like, they've put together a nice phone, nice looking phone. It's a refined phone. And every year it gets better and better and better with these foldables. I think you could use either one and like it. Now, as Daniel said, it's a little cumbersome, especially with the Fold. It is a much bigger device. But using this Flip is fun. This is a fun phone to use. You can do it halfway and do like an old school video camera from the 90s. You can prop it up in your car. You can have it GPS on the outside. I can use this whole thing with it closed. So it's just a fun phone to use, right? And I think that grows. That helps with the growth. And of course, Apple, even though they're number 2, they used to be number 1 for forever. Now, why did they just fall from 1 to 2? Well, I think it's because people are bored with Apple. Now, that'll change. That'll change drastically here in the next 12 to 24 months when they start introducing the flip phone and a couple of slim phones. That'll change drastically here. That'll drive interest through the sky to the moon for Apple, honestly. But as of right now, Samsung and all these other companies need to eat up as much market share as they can. Because I'm telling you, in the next 12 to 24 months, if Apple can get this right, if they can, and I'm sure that's what they're doing, put together really, really good flip device and a razor thin device with very minimal issues, it's going to drive interest in fandom just to Mars, right? You're going to see people sleeping outside these stores again, which hadn't happened in like 10 years, but very cool things on the horizon. So I think they need to eat up this market share as much as they can, because I think Apple's going to jump in the number 1 spot here at some point. Let's see. Now, since we got after the market share, look, check this out. So yesterday, I did a story, or we did talk about Apple. We talked about Apple AI. We talked about OpenAI. And OpenAI essentially headed for bankruptcy. Just to recap, yesterday, OpenAI is spending billions upon billions of dollars, upwards of almost $8 billion last year, and only bringing in like $3.5 billion. So in the whole, $5 billion, $700,000 per day just to operate, just to keep chat. Is everything alright? I don't think it is. StreamYard is tripping. Oh boy. Okay, so I'll make this quick. I gotta get off because StreamYard's not working. Check this out. So Apple just released iOS 18.1 beta to developers, not to the public. It's not like a Pixel beta or a Samsung beta where it's releasing to the public. Apple's only releasing iOS 18.1 beta 1 to users that have a Apple developers account. I have a dev account because I'm into app stuff, but it's not available to the general public. And you have to have an iPhone 15 Pro and or 15 Pro Max to take advantage of the AI stuff, right? Now, where's this AI stuff going to go? I have no idea. The looming bankruptcy from OpenAI has got to be a major concern for Apple. Does Apple let them file bankruptcy and Apple swoop in and purchase OpenAI? I don't know, because remember, Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, so I don't know how that would work. It's very interesting to see where this goes. I think Apple's in a rut, in a big hole. I think they're at a fork in the road, honestly. I believe they don't have that good of a grip on AI. That's why you see them relying on so many other companies, so many other entities for artificial intelligence. That's why you're seeing it take forever for them to release some sort of AI in their operating system. They can't go to Google because Google's being sued by the government. That would not look good on Google's part, because the government's looking to break up Google, saying Google's too big. So if Google scored this huge AI deal with Apple, well, that would just solidify the government's case against Google. So, which would essentially, I'm sure, the government would decide that would be the nail in the coffin. Government would probably try to break them up. So who do you go to? Perplexity is too small. They're really, really, really good, but they only have like 45 employees. How's that going to work? I don't know. I'm going to keep a very close eye on this because I have no idea what's going to go on with this Apple AI stuff. It's very intriguing. I think they could shoot themselves in the foot. But you know what? For those people out there, don't worry. AI is I'm not going to say a gimmick on mobile phones. I think it's more than a gimmick, but it's just not that important. Now, if there was some breakthrough feature that allowed you to freaking, I don't know, float on air, or, that would automatically blow dry your hair as soon as you get out of the shower in 0.2 seconds, yeah, I think they would be behind the 8 ball. But there's just not that much AI on the phone. And I know AI is driving sales, which we just got into, but the truth is they're not missing that much. Now, that doesn't mean that they can just take their time and lollygag, but they do need to make sure they get it right. What do they do if OpenAI does file for bankruptcy? I don't know. Again, I don't know how the relationship with Microsoft works. I don't know, since they own 49%, how could Apple work with Microsoft? They would have to purchase the whole thing. I don't know. This could be a big, dramatic bang here in the next 12 months. Reports are saying that OpenAI could, and remember, OpenAI, ChatGPT, is fueling Apple's AI, essentially. Now, I know they have some on-device stuff and they're working on some other things, but essentially the most used AI on the phone would be connected to ChatGPT and the Siri function. So, again, don't know really where this is going to go, but I will keep an eye on it for you. And let me get out of here. StreamYard is an absolute disaster, and I don't want this show to get even worse. So I will work on this in the background and try to provide you all a better experience tomorrow. I'm going to explore a couple other streaming platforms here once I get off. So appreciate the time. Thank you. I do apologize for the mishaps here, but I'll try to work on that for y'all in the background. So same time, same place tomorrow. Please take care. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. And see you again tomorrow. Peace out.